Okay, we can start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today we come together again for our evening project, Reading in Pandemic Time. We will have our second debate. Today on George Orwell's great work, 1984. Today, Sobieski High School from Poland, Ercan High School, Science High School from Burdur, and Hatice Güzelcan Anatolian High School from İzmir. We will have the debate together. Uh, so let's start with the first round. Nida, can you share your screen with the questions? In the first round, we will have our first interventions.
Yes.
We will we want you to share your comments about the book. If you like it, if you don't like it, what is the most touching moment of the book? So let's start with who?
Ayşe hocam, maybe we can start with the presentation PowerPoint.
Okay, I forget about it. Okay. Uh, the students of Ercan High School have just prepared a presentation about the book, so we can start with it. Then we
Mhm.
will go on with the first round. Who will present it? Nida?
Yes, Begüm.
Begum?
Begüm.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm starting. 1984, George Orwell's deception novel about the dangers of totalitarianism warns against a world governed by propaganda, washing, and censorship. The book is set in 1984 in Oceania, on one of the three perpetually warning totalitarian states. Oceania is governed by the all-controlling party, which has brainwashed the population into unthinking obedience to its leader, Big Brother. Winston Smith is a low-ranking member of the ruling party in London, in the nation of Oceania. Everywhere Winston goes, even his own home, the party watch him through telescreens. Everywhere he looks, he sees the face of the party's seemingly omniscient leader, a figure known only as Big Brother. Winston starts a forbidden affair with Julia, and they rent a room in a neighborhood populated by pearls. Winston also becomes increasingly interested in the Brotherhood, a group of dissenters. Winston is approached by O'Brien, an official of the inner party who appears to be a secret member of the Brotherhood. O'Brien is actually a spy for the party, on the lookout for thought criminals, and Winston and Julie are eventually caught and sent to the Ministry of the Law for a violence education. Winston is imprisoned and tortured in room 101. Winston's waves of panic as a cage of rats is attacked to his head. He yells out for his tormentors to do it to Julia and states that he doesn't care what happens to her. With this betrayal, Winston is realized he later encounters Julia, and neither is interested in the other. Instead, Winston loves Big Brother. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, dear Begum. It was a great presentation and summary of 1984. So let's start with the first round. We would like to hear your comments about the book, dear students. So let's start with İlker. İlker, can you hear me?
Lukasz?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. We are listening to you.
Şey,
Do we start discussing the first question or just
No, we
intervention?
are, yeah, we want you to make a brief intervention
If they
about
like,
the book.
yeah, if they like or don't like, what do they
Yes,
think
this is the
about the book?
first
okay.
round.
I like it. It is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Thank you, İlker. And can we go on with Cemile?
İrem,
She can't hear us.
I think so. Cemile, İrem. She can't hear, I think.
Okay, maybe there is a problem with her internet connection. Sıla?
Hi everyone. My name is Sıla and I am 17. I am from İzmir, Hatice Güzelcan Anatolian High School. When it comes to story, I really like the story because it was so real for me. Every sentence was meaningful and I really enjoyed reading this book. Thank you.
And let's go on with Esma.
I think it's a very good book. I like it.
Thank you, Esma. And let's go on. Ayşe.
I like this book. It is good.
It's good. Okay, Thomas. I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly or not.
Tomasz?
Correctly. So I really enjoyed this book and it's interesting.
Thank you, Magic. Thank you, Thomas. And Magic?
Maciek?
I really enjoy. Which one? Because there are two Macieks.
It can be you, of course.
I just
Okay, so I really enjoyed that book because it shows really interesting situations and I really enjoyed reading it.
Very good, thank you. Betül?
Hello, my name is Betül. I am 17 years old. I am from Güzelcan Anatolian High School. I like this book because I'm impressed by the similarities between today's events and those of that time. And once again, I'm amazed by the book. I think the popularity of this book may also be related to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Safiye?
I think this book was quite different from the other books I have read. I think the book was so very fluent. I like it.
Thank you. And Camille?
I enjoyed reading this book. It was very interesting and also pretty exciting while reading.
Thank you, Camille. And Niyazi?
I like it a little bit. I don't like it a little bit because it is a negative book, but it is impressive.
It's impressive. Good. Thank you. And Ece?
First of all, hello everyone. My name is Ece. I am 17 years old. I live in İzmir. I am a student of Hatice Güzelcan Anatolian High School. You can never know the pleasure and the happiness that this book gave to me while I was reading. reading it. The book was just like I thought. I loved it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And Juliana, sorry.
I really like this book because it's illustrates man's struggle with the system, and this novel shows power and politics from the other side. It shows how politics have manipulated and continue to manipulate people.
Thank you, Juliana. And Hania?
In my opinion, the book is very original and interesting. It shows the power of being in charge, how propaganda works, and how people can be manipulated. And the 1984 warned people about how their country would look like if they won't care about it and fight for their freedom. Thank you.
Thank you. Havva, how about you?
I think this book exciting for me, and I'm not very love this book because some parts not clearly for me, but not bad.
Okay, thank you. And Chala?
Hi everybody, I'm Çağla. I'm student of Hatice Güzelcan Anatolian High School. Firstly, I'm glad to be here with you, and I think this book helps us appreciate what we have, the possibility to choose friends, love the people we find attractive, do what we like doing, think, speak, and make decisions in our lives. As a protective reader, undoubtedly, 1984 is the almost thought-provoking novel I have ever completed. Generally, I think Orwell did well line up all of the novels loose ends. 1984 has always held up well as a book that would await every decide or so, but it almost was a prophecy from half a century ago rather than a novel. That's all interesting, and thank you.
Thank you. And Wojtek?
Wojtek?
Yes. I really enjoyed this book. It was very interesting. I liked the plot, and I think it showed in a very interesting way how totalitarian system works and to warn us against it.
Thank you. And Nicola?
I think it's a very interesting book because it tells about a world where people's lives are subordinated to the all-powerful state power.
Thank you. And Jadwiga, if I am correct.
Yes, it's Jadwiga. But you are doing each meeting better.
I'm trying to do my best.
Jadwiga, sometimes she has poor internet connection. I'm not sure how is it today. Jadwiga, can you talk to us? No, she can't.
No, okay. Krzysztof?
Krzysztof? Krzysiu Baryczko? Krzysiu?
Sony?
No contact with Christopher.
Sony Les?
Yes, I am here.
What do you think about the book?
I like this book because it was interesting, and I like the I like the main character in this book.
Okay, thank you. Martin?
Yes, I like the book because it presented various events in an interesting way. It was interesting generally, and I enjoyed reading it.
Very good, thank you. Alicia?
I really like this book because I think it's
give us a picture what could happen if we didn't act quickly when government start repressions in
Thank you. And Ola?
I really like this book because it has really interesting plot and message. It shows us how the world would function if someone brainwash people and what all our movements. The book scares me and at the same time fascinates.
Thank you. And Lucas?
I liked the book very much. It was well written and had a deep message behind it.
Thank you. And second magic.
I enjoyed this book because it was different than the ones we normally read. It had different perspectives and it showed something different than everything else that I read.
Thank you. Ela? Elanur?
I actually liked this book, but it was a bit confusing and interesting.
Thank you, Ela. And Efe? Efe?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked the book. It is interesting.
Thank you. Aisha, have you shared your ideas with us?
I like this book. It is magnificent.
Thank you. And Begum?
I like this book. It is interesting.
Thank you. So I think everyone has just shared their ideas. So we can start the second round. You know, in this part, we will ask you some questions and you will share your ideas with us. The first question is, explain the 2 minute hate. Who is Goldstein and how do the party members react to him? And let's start with whom? Chala?
Yep. The 2 minutes haze is a daily ritual performed by the members of the party in the book's dystopian society. During the 2 minutes haze, the party members watch films of people like Austin who are the enemies of the party. They scream in hatred at these people. The purpose of this is to help make the people lose their individuality. They are all supposed to show the same emotion about the same thing at the same time.
Thank you, Chala. And Safiye?
2 minutes hate is a daily public period which members of the Party of Oceania must watch a film depicting the enemies of the state, specifically Goldstein and his followers, to openly and loudly express hatred for them.
Okay, is that all, Safiye?
Goldstein was important person in the party a long time ago. Now he is the biggest enemy of Oceania. And the party members are beginning yelling, cursing, and spitting at the test screen. That's all.
Thank you, Safiye. And Juliana?
Well, 2 minutes hate is a daily activity for members of the Oceania Outer Party during which they have to watch a film that portrays their enemies, Golden and his followers, and express hatred towards him and the principles of the democracy. Spectators captured by hate scream and often even physical attack the screen. The 2 minute film, along with its lyric and accompanying sound, is a form of brainwashing of party members in an attempt to evoke disgust and hatred towards Goldstein and enemy power.
Thank you, Liana. And can we go with Eleanor?
During the 2 minutes hate, the party members watch films of people like Goldstein who are enemies of the party. They scream in hatred at these people. The purpose of this is to help make the people lose their invitation. They are all substituted to show the same emotions about the same things at the same time.
Thank you. And Camille? Camille, can you hear us?
Yes. 2 Minutes Hate is a program in television where Emmanuel Goldstein is being shown on the screen. He is main enemy of Big Brother. People from the party have to shout and throw different things at him. After a while, Big Brother appear on the TV and start calming down people.
And thank you. And Thomas?
Yes. So the 2 minutes of hate was a daily activity in their country, and while it was going on, people watched Goldstein, which was the most trusted servant of the Big Brother, which filled them up with propaganda that brainwashed them.
Thank you, Thomas. And Sula?
Yeah. The people of Oceania came together in 2-minute hate stations every day and vomit all their hatred towards this enemy of the state and party in the face of a huge screen. Even those who enter this station calmly lose themselves within a few seconds by being affected by this hate atmosphere. The scariest thing about 2 minutes of hate is not that one has to participate, but that one cannot stop participating. Goldstein was one of the party's enemies and also a key member of the party. Party members shouted at him with anger and hatred and humiliated him. Thank you.
Shujan, are you here? No, I think. Okay, let's go on.
I am here.
Okay.
Yeah, magic. I can't. I don't know which magic is it. Magic the first, magic the second.
The first magic is Maceo.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
2 minutes hate is something like ritual where the members of the Big Brothers party express their feelings to the government enemies. Goldstein is the leader of the opposite party in the novel. When party members see him, they become furious.
Okay, thank you. And magic the second. So. Magic?
Magic Dinya.
Am I hearable now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So Goldstein was one of the most trusted people of the Big Brother. He became the creator of the rebellion. During the 2 minutes of hate, people watch movies that made them believe that Goldstein is the one that wants to break the party and their country.
Thank you. And Nadia, you please.
Okay, so the 2 minutes of hate is the daily activity of the Oceania party, represented during which they must watch a film depicting their enemies and express their hatred of its democratic principles. The viewers are overwhelmed with hatred, shot, and often even physical attack the screen.
Thank you. Ece?
The 2 minutes hate is the daily public period during which members of the outer party of occasion must watch a film depicting the enemies of the state. Specifically, Emmanuel Goldstein and his followers openly and loudly express hatred for them. Goldstein is the party president. Thank you.
Okay, Hania.
2-minute hates is show that encourage people to share their hate. They are manipulated to throw different things on TV because they saw Goldstein on the screen, who is thought to be the enemies of the society and the party.
Thank you, Alicia.
Two-minute hate is a daily public period during which members must watch a movie showing the enemies of the state to loudly express hatred for them. According to government, Goldstein is the principal enemy. Party members react angrily when they see him.
Thank you, Lucas.
2-minute hate is a daily activity available for each civil, which is about discrimination and hate against people like Goldstein, who is a member of opposite party that doesn't agree with present regulation. The members of current party feel hate and dislike to Goldstein. They try to manipulate people to feel the same way.
Thank you, Beatrice.
2 minutes hate. 2 minutes hate is a session of the hate that Oceania students must attend every morning. The goal is to reinforce the love for the big brother. Goldstein is the #1 enemy of the party of the system. While he's a member of the upper echelons of the party, he betrays and begins to engage in the revolutionary activities. It is the incarnation of evil. Party members are totally hate him.
Okay, thank you. And Christoph?
People watch the propaganda films about people like Goldstein, who was the creator of the uprising. They called it 2 minutes of hate, and Goldstein was portrayed as ugly, disgusting, and as the bad guy.
Thank you. And Nicola?
2-minute hates is a meeting where party members watch films about party enemies such as Goldstein. They hate and criticize such people. They do this because they want to make people lose their individuality.
Thank you very much. Let's go on with the second question. What does the quote "shall meet in the place where there is no darkness" mean to you? What do you think it means to Winston? Elanur?
This phrase refers to Winston's mind in the sense that Winston's mind is constantly being used, usual things, a negative thought, but ever so often a positive one will show up.
Thank you. Jadwiga?
I think that Jadwiga can hear us, but she cannot talk to us. Okay.
Okay. Let's go on with Peter.
I think it means the place where the big brother is absent, where there are no thought policemen, where people are more free to talk or do something.
Thank you, Richard. Moshe?
Yes, I think the word darkness shows how bad the world was ruled by parties. It gives Winston hope that there is a somewhere better place without the party regime and where you can be free.
Okay, thank you. And you Alina?
So, we shall meet in the place where there is no darkness. This word said of Brian to Winston. It seemed to him that he understood the meaning of this word. Where is no darkness, an imaginary future. You can see it during your life, but imagining that you can go there.
Thank you. And Sophia Noor?
The place where there's no darkness is a place inside Winston's mind where he can dream safely, where Big Brother can't access his thoughts, where there are no shadows for the government to hide and watch him.
So this is a place in his mind, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you. And Olaf?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you think?
2 minutes hate.
No, we are at question 2.
Okay.
Ola, question number 2, please.
Yes, this question is very difficult. And O'Brien said these words to Winston.
Maybe we can go on with another student.
Okay, Martin. Thank you, Ola. Martin.
George always uses both irony, which interpreted as being taken to the place, not ruled by an impulsive tyrant state, but men who made the promises was once a fact, the foolishness of and mean represent and were really darkness, precious memories in which like man's constantly on they may
We can.
We can't hear you well.
Yes.
Alicia?
Yes. The quote, "we shall meet in a place where there is no darkness," in my opinion means that this is a place that there is no danger and I don't have to fear of something and I feel safe. I think for Wilson it means a place where the government have no influence.
Thank you. Sula?
Yeah. This word represents a place where everyone will be free one day. All their actions and thoughts will not be followed, and their ideas will be declared freely. Times of freedom, peace, and happiness. And I think this sentence means the same to Winston. It means times when Winston would be happy and Big Brother was absent. Thank you.
Thank you. And Christoph?
Yes, I think the word darkness shows how terrible it was to live in the world ruled by parties. It gives Winston hope that there is somewhere better without a party regime where you can be free.
Thank you. Lucas, what do you think?
For me, it means that we should meet in a place where there is peace and freedom. For Winston, it means that he could meet in a place where he can talk about everything and do not be scared of the party.
Thank you. And Nadia?
Okay, so we will meet in a place where there is no darkness. This word said O'Brien to Winston. He thought he understood the meaning of these words. Where there is no darkness is an imaginary future day that you cannot see in life, but by imagining it, you can move there.
Thank you. AJ?
Winston's mind is constantly being used, usually thinking a negative thoughts, but ever so often a positive one will show up. The physical place at no darkness is the ministry at law where Winston goes later in the book after being caged with Julia. Thank you.
Thank you. And Camille?
In totalitarian society, in Orwell's poem, there is no freedom. The place with no darkness for me means place where government can look. This can be Winston's mind, but also place where the Big Brother eye can't look. For example, it could be room in Winston's house. For Winston, it means a minute of freedom.
even their houses, they couldn't feel free because of the telescreens. Huh? So, thank you. And Thomas?
So, for me, darkness shows the world managed by the cruel party, and for Winston, and the words "let's see" in the place there is no darkness means to Winston that he wants to meet in place that is free of being watched and can take some privacy.
Thank you. And Chala?
The phrase refers to Winston's mind in the sense that Winston's mind is constantly being used, usually thinking in a negative thought, but even so often the positive one will show up. The race in the novel were Winston's darkness. They were the things that he feared the most in the whole world, like picture with blackness all around them.
Thank you. And Nida, would you like to go on?
Okay, with the third question. Explain the double thing in your own words. Try to come up with your own examples. How does it reflect the three slogans of the party? And Çağla. Çağla, can you hear
I don't understand.
Okay, third question, Çağla.
Okay. Double think is act of holding simultaneously to opposite individuality excludes ideas or opinion and believing in the both simultaneously and absolutely. Double think requires using a logic against a logic or suspending disbelief in the contradiction. The three slogans of the party was peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance in stretch, are the obvious example of doublethink. The act doublethink also occurs in more subtle details throughout the novel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Camille.
In Orwell's book, doublethink is holding two opposite opinions or ideas. It requires using logic. In slogans, it is said, war is peace, freedom is slavery. Those words are completely opposite and don't match each other. The first one excludes second one.
Okay, and İlker.
The act of simultaneously accepting two mutually contradictory beliefs as correct. For examples of doublethink used throughout 1984 include the slogans "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength," and 2 + 2 = 5.
Yes, you are right. Okay, and Betül.
Doublethink an attempt to control two thoughts in the same way or to hold them in mind at the same time. Trying to keep in mind the party slogan and its opposite thoughts, it is maybe doublethink.
Yes, Lucas.
In my opinion, doublethink means a way of believing in something which makes no logical sense. The term doublethink is perfectly reflecting to the slogans when we look at the first one. War is freedom. We can see that those two words contrast with each other and actually makes no sense. We can compare it to death is life, which makes no sense because these words exclude themselves.
Okay, very good. Ece?
It is the ability to hold two contradictory truths together in our minds and to believe in both of these truths at the same time. The three slogans of the party, "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength," are obvious examples of doublethink. The act of doublethink also occurs in more subtle details through the novel. Thank you.
Okay. And Hava Gül?
It is a paradox such as war is peace while the country is fighting. People within the country are on the same side, hence The party enjoys uncontested power. Nobody questions their government while at war. It's that sort of thing.
Okay, thank you. And Wojtek.
Yes. Um, it is accepting two pieces of information as true, two of which are mutually exclusive. An example of this would be thinking that murder is serious crime, while at the same time believing that the death penalty is good thing. The party slogans are mutually exclusive and an example of double thinking.
Okay, Sıla.
Yeah, actually, it is complicated for me, but as it is mentioned in the book, even understanding the word double thinking requires using double thinking. That's why I don't know how to explain it. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's go on with the question 4. What is Winston's job at the ministry? What are the dangers of changing our history? Explain the code. It struck him as curious that you could create dead men, but not the living ones. Hava Gül.
Winston Smith works in the records department of the Ministry of Truth, where his job is to write historical documentaries so they watch the constantly changing correctly party line. You cannot learn the truth and the power who can change the story and they want can manipulate you and control your thoughts and feelings.
Okay, they can control your thoughts and feelings. Yes, and İlker.
Winston's job is to rewrite historical news so that anyone who chooses to check will see that, for instance, they have always been at war with East Asia. By rewriting history to fit with their current claims, the ministry helps to construct the notion that Big Brother is an infallible, godlike leader.
Yes.
Living man exists in truth and cannot be so easily created. That man no longer exists and may be formed to adhere to party orthodoxy.
Yes, you can change the reality. Yes, and Ece.
His job is to update any written information that has been since proven wrong or harmful to the party. This line is important because it shows the true meaning of what is happening in Winston's society. It is showing how if a living person ever did something that defied the government, then any record of them ever existing has to be erased. But in the Ministry of Truth, you could make up a person who wasn't even real, but they would be pieces of as a real person. It shows how society in the book has deteriorated so much that the government can erase anyone they want to and make up someone who was never actually really.
Okay,
Thank
very
you.
long answer. Thank you. Christoph.
His task is to change historical documents so that they conform to party propaganda. The quote means that it's easy to create a person or story about a person who is no longer alive, but you can't create living people because they can interfere and dead people can't.
And Juliana. Yes. Yes, Juliana.
Winston Smith works in the records department of the Ministry of Truth, where he works with a speakwrite machine that types as he dictates into it. His job is to write historical documents so they match the constantly changing current party line. The party understands that by rewriting the events of the past and controlling the narratives of story, they can maintain their position of authority. He updates Big Brother orders and party records so they match new developers. Big Brother can never be wrong.
Yes. And Çağla.
Winston goes the job in the record section of the Ministry of Truth, where he works in secret rights and destroyed absolute documents.
Okay. Sıla.
Winston is a middle-aged civil servant serving as an officer in the Department of Truth. What he needs to do is to create publications that have been transformed into a form suitable for Big Brother and his team by using new scores with the double-think method.
Okay. Magic. Magic.
Yes. Winston's job was to rectify the original figures by making them agree with the later ones. The dangers of changing our history are huge. In that way, the future citizens will be very easy to manipulate. Now, not having knowledge of the country's history can cause having only biased point of view, what is very welcomed by the government. This quote is connected to his job. He created fake heroes, dead men.
Yes, he recreated. Yes. They destroyed the real history. And let's go on with the 5. Why do you think dystopian novels so often attempt to destroy or remove literature or art from their societies?
Nida, I think we just have 20 minutes left. Maybe the volunteers can answer in order to be quick.
Yes,
We also need time for the Kahoot, you know.
Okay, we have, okay. We can go on with the volunteers. Okay, I can understand. Polish ones, are there any volunteers among Polish students?
May I?
Yes, yes, please.
So,
Magic?
literature teaches people how to make them smarter. And well, like in 1984, the party does not need people that have a lot of knowledge, but ones that can do their job without thinking why they do it. Literature also helps to understand certain actions that people do, and that is why in a dystopian world, literature is opposite of what is needed.
Sıla, I think you, yes.
Yes. Maybe they are trying to wake them up, or maybe they are trying to put them to sleep. Perhaps they are trying to explain how to prepare for anything and not to bend easily.
Okay, Niyazi.
Dystopian novels can challenge readers to think differently about current social and political climates, and in some instances can even inspire action.
Yes. Hanya.
I think dystopian novels so often attempt to destroy or remove literature or art from their societies, because in that way, authors show how people's liberty can be limited. By the art or literature, they could learn the past and start to disagree with leadership, which could bring revolution and rebellion.
Yes, okay, let's go with the 6th question. How does pro-life differ from the life of the party members? Pro-life and party members, the difference. Why is this the case? And let's give some specific examples from the book. And who wants to be the first? Esma.
Party members, the inner party and outer party, are under surveillance via screens in both private and public. By contrast, police quarters are generally free of screens as the party does not care to observe them, and the pros who do have screens do not use them for surveillance purposes.
Okay, thank you. Ece?
The proles are free to live their lives how they want to. For the most part, the proles, consisting of nearly 85% of the population, are not part of the party and are not watched incessantly like party members are, or those are those that work for the party. Winston anyone that freedom.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Çağla.
The woman from a lower worker class is a symbol of the potential rebellion. Winston believed that proles would rebel one day and that the hope for the Oceania to regain its civic freedoms lies with proles. Her family capacity to give birth is a symbol that a thought can be bound within proles minds, and new generation can see the world without the total control of Big Brother.
Okay. And are there any volunteers among our Polish students? No one? Okay. Hanya. Okay.
The difference between the party members and pro-life is very clear. The members of the party are the elite, and they are privileged and they're highest in the society. The group of pro-life is the biggest group that live in a misery, and they are only cheap labor for the party because they can be easily manipulated.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go on with the question 7. Analyze Winston's quote. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel. And until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. Do you agree or disagree with Winston? Ola?
I agree with this quote because when people are not aware of what is going around them, they can't say it's wrong because they don't think about this as something that could be wrong. They cannot rebel against something they don't know.
Yes, they don't know. Sıla?
You are not conscious until you realize some things and they don't care about you. But when you find a reason to rebel, you are considered a threat. I got it that from this sentence, and I agree with Winston if that's what I understood.
Okay, Betül?
Being conscious of something means not seeing it as before. Thinking differently otherwise leads one to revolt, and someone who does not do what other people do becomes questioned by everyone. And I agree with Winston Smith's opinion.
Okay, you are agree with Winston's. And Emir Vedat? Emir Vedat, can you hear me?
Teacher, can they hear me?
Yes, they can.
Can I take the question again?
Question 7. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel. And until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. Do you agree or disagree? Do you agree or?
I think I agree.
Okay, you are agree. Will you explain why? No, I think you won't explain why you are agree with this idea. Okay, Çağla. Thank you, Emir.
Actually, I don't know. This time he is thinking about how the party could possibly be overthrown. He realizes that the proles who make up 85% of the population are the only hope he has. He reflects on a time when a large group of women were fighting over suspects, and he is overcome by their potential foes. And Winston has stumbled upon a revolutionary paradox. The proles will only rebel if they are aware of the horrible inequality that they experience at the hands of the party.
Okay. Are there any volunteers among the Polish friends to answer question 7? No. Ece?
Yes,
Yes. Okay, Thomas.
So Winston words are saying that it doesn't count our conscious or what is happening in the country. It probably won't help because if they rebel, they won't become conscious of what the government are doing with them. But if they don't know at all, they won't try to fight for the law. And I agree with the Winston point of view because he shows people that they will never try freedom because of the brainwash made by government.
Okay, yes, you are right. 8, let's go on with the question 8. What's the current understanding of what happened in the past? How does it differ from our current understanding of the past in our own world? What does George Orwell seem to be commenting or criticizing? We will think about capitalism and communism. Begüm.
The time past is an unreal past in the novel because it is rewritten according to beliefs and benefits of the party. People forget the real past. In our world, we know the past from history books, and we can't be sure if each country writes their reality. We watch TV and learn everything from the media. It is said that media is free, but can we become sure about it? Orwell shows as a positive future in this story. We should be careful for our future.
Okay. And Ece or Slav, someone raised hand, but I couldn't see it. Okay, Hanya.
So, in my opinion, when Orwell wrote this book, he was trying to show the future based on a second war and talking about communism. And now, when we read this book, we can compare it to our certainly future and conceptionism. So I think it shows how universal this book could be.
Yes. Çağla.
In the words of Italian essayist Umberto Eco, the last three quarters of what Orwell noticed is not negative utopia, but history. Orwell's totalitarian vision of futuristic world penned in 1948 has all the two real eras simultaneously to the real world of 2021. It's 2021, but 1984 just reads differently. Orwell's totalitarian world, Oceania, is hungry, dark, and tired.
Okay, Ece.
If we don't perceive the past correctly, we cannot perceive our present correctly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there any student? Are there any students who wants to add something? No one. Okay. Let's go on with question 9. Explain the code. Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4, if that is granted. All else follows. Okay, a very good code. Let's explain this code. And Mehmet Efe.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
He's saying that autonomous free thinkers will have the power to undermine the authoritarian regime if they do not conform to the party doctrine and think independently.
Okay, thank you, Efe. Magic.
Winston thinks that having an ability to state what is true and what's fake without any oppression, the party stole this ability from citizens, and that was the main reason Winston wanted to rebel against Big Brother.
Okay. Sıla.
I think this sentence can mean the following: in Oceania, individual to defend and stand behind this idea would encourage other people and take a step towards freedom.
Yes. Ola,
And by these words, Winston means that the freedom ends when you say 2 plus 2 will make 5, and someone makes you believe in it. When you believe in it, it becomes true. It means that you're not thinking by yourself.
yes, you are right. Zehra, Betül.
Yes. At that time, it was possible for people to say it is because it was forbidden to even think. If they could that, there would be no division to the big brother and people they could defend the opinion they wanted.
Okay, thank you, Betül. And question 10. Describe Winston's interaction with the dark-haired girl. Why do you think she has appeared so often throughout the book? Make a prediction about what may happen in the future. Sıla.
The person mentioned in this question is Julia. Julia and Winston are two people with the same views but different goals. But both of them hate the party but continue to support it. The reason for this is thought, please. There was a love between the two that was impossible at that time, and it didn't end well. Both betray each other, and as a result, they will both become that old friend for each other. They always forget.
Okay, thank you. Ayşe.
Besides the fact that Winston does not know much about the girl, the different look and dressing style shudders, and this becomes a reality within a certain period of time. At a time of intense conflicts within Winston's own inner world, he thought of killing him in trouble. When he realizes that he is not strong enough to kill him, he gives up the action. In the future, Winston has a completely different attitude towards the girl, as he has completely abandoned the people of these two behaviors when he saw it before, and had a new mindset. For example, the person may concentrate more on their personality and to understanding and guessing. Alternatively, or good interpretations of his personality and stance are at least free of feelings such as killing or fear.
Okay, thank you. Ece.
In chapter 8, Winston sees the dark-haired girl on the street. His first reaction to her is real fear. He is sure that she has been sent to spy on him by the Tooth police. He imagines that her presence is proof that they are onto him. When he sees her, what he does is to consider killing her. He wonders if the piece of glass he is carrying will be heavy enough to the job. In the end, of course, he figures that he wouldn't be strong enough to kill her easily, so he doesn't try. Thank you.
Okay, let's go on with the last question. What is newspeak? What is the purpose of newspeak? And give some specific examples. Betül.
The aim is to narrow the vocabulary by destroying old words and to eliminate negative thoughts. I mean, it's to prevent people from using different new words and to leave the language without features. For example, instead of words such as magnificent, wonderful, in the book plus good or double plus well is used.
Okay, Esma.
This peak was created by the totalitarian overlords of Oceania with its fictional leader known as Big Brother in order to actually limit free thought and free speech. In totalitarian governments, those in charge try to control every aspect of citizens' lives, even down to personal habits. For the citizens of fictional Oceania, this control extends to the very language they use in attempts by the governments to control their veritable.
Okay, and Hanya?
Newspeak is kind of propaganda. It is a system completely subordinate to the state power. Words don't describe the reality, but created it. The purpose of the newspeak is project people the way how they should see the world, opinion, and values. For example, in 1984, there wasn't any chance to criticize the party. In that way, people couldn't make food crime.
Okay, and last one, Çağla.
Thank you. If people don't have words to express themselves, they can't say what they actually think. Their writing materials reach the people in a language that the party controls. Then their knowledge and thoughts are also increasingly controlled by the party. The memory holds the same purpose by eliminating all evidence of what people knew to be true. The party can then insist on its own version of the truth as the only real one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we have finished the questions. Ayşe Hocam, maybe we can go on with the fourth round.
Yes.
Yes, we don't much.
Justina, how many minutes do you have?
You know this. You know the answer to the question already, I think.
The time is up.
Sorry for that.
Yes, time is up for you. Yes.
Before leaving, I would like to share some pictures which are drawn by Çağla. Can I share my screen, Nida?
Yes, you can.
So, Nida, what we can do is that those students who have some extra curriculum activities, they can go, and those who don't, maybe they are willing to stay with us and have.
Yes, that would be great if they.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Çağla is here. She drew these pictures after reading 1984. Çağla?
Yes, as I understand it, this book, the true horror and genius of 1984 isn't the mass technological surveillance, rather it is a cautionary tale showing the glimpses of a disfigured, tortured, grotesque society exists in our near future and is a clear descendant of our own. One which technologically is exploited to the detriment rather than a benefit of humanity. This is what I wanted to show me.
How do you feel yourself? Do you feel yourself totally free?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yes, you. Okay, so you are lucky. You are lucky. Okay.
Yes.
Like that. Okay.
I think that our students are extremely lucky because they can not only freely get the book, read the book, and also illustrate some parts. So this is what our great grandparents would never dream about. Yes, parents as well. So I think that guys, you are the appreciate the freedom of speech, the freedom of anything that comes to your mind in the way that it is polite and it is appreciated, because it is a huge advantage of the time that you are living. Appreciate.
Yes.
And consider yourself very lucky as well.
Yes, they are lucky. Yes.
Yeah, they are lucky, and I really want to thank Çağla because she's always ready to do some work.
To draw something, yes.
About our project activities. So I really appreciate her effort. Thank you, Çağla.
I think that we are very lucky to have her. And also I have to say that all these pictures are very, like mind-blowing in the way that you have to think what actually they mean. Yes, so this is a piece of art.
Okay.
Of art.
And yes, and I think you have some of your students here, Justina. They are here. Okay, thank you guys to be here and not leaving.
I just made tell them.
Yes. Okay, we can go on. Yes, we can go on with the code activity of our Lithuanian friends.
So those of you who have to go, off you go. But those of you who would like to take part in the Kahoot, please stay with us. Thank you.
Yes, the game pin is coming. Three more students. Okay, 16. Now two more students are coming. If you don't have a second device, you can say. If you cannot join, you can write in the chat. I'm clicking. Okay, 60. My screen is not here. Okay, when was the novel 1984 written? Yes, 1940, 48. I did it. Yes. Fan? Okay, I don't know this. What city is the novel set in? Yes, London. Set in London. Yes, I'm in second rank. Who is the protagonist? Yes, Winston Smith is the protagonist. Hola, Are we in the third grade? Who or what is the antagonist? Oh, a hard question. Okay. The party. Only the one person. Okay, this is not me. It's mine is incorrect. I clicked O'Brien, but the party. Okay, it's a hard question. What was George Orwell's main aim in writing this novel? Yanlış. I'm clicking on the screen, not my mobile phone. Yes, to warn the world about the dangers of political apathy. Yes, I am the winner. Which major existing political figure was George Orwell criticizing in 1984? Who was? Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Yanlış yer işaret. Yes, Stalin. Stalin. Oh, I am still the winner. Okay. Question 7. What current political and social system was this novel mainly criticizing? Good questions. Yes, democracy, fascism, communism, and socialism. All of them. Okay, next one. The novel 1984 has become a symbol of. I won't click any answer. Political repression and totalitarianism and Biga. Next one. The protagonist's worst fear. Fear is the worst fear of the protagonist. Yes, rats. In the 11. The room 101, they put rats. Ola. And the last question. At the conclusion to this novel, Winston finally loves Big Brother. It's an interesting ending for the book, I think. Thank you, dear students. Yes, we finished.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Would you like to share your ideas about our debate? We have to be quick because of the time, but I think it was a nice debate, and I would like to thank you, Ina, and your smart students. They have very brilliant ideas about the book. I really liked the book. When I was at university, I read it. Writing style of George Orwell. Till the end of the book, you feel that it will end in a positive way. It will have a positive ending, but you get surprised because it ends in a negative way, unlike to your thoughts. I hope one day everyone will be free, both in their minds and in their lives. So I would like to hear our student ideas about our debate. Yes, Thomas, what do you think?
Tomek Yesionek, are you with us? Would you like to share your point of view?
About the book or what?
About the debate and the book itself, but mostly about today's meeting.
So I think it was really nice to meet with you. I have a really good time here.
Thank you, Sıla.
Okay.
It was very nice to spend time with you, sharing ideas with you. It was a really good experience. Thank you.
Justina, you were saying something?
Yes, I just wonder whether Ola would like to share her opinion as well.
I really liked the meeting. I could learn speaking, and I think it was really good for my English.
Thank you, Ola. Kamil Yanova.
I enjoyed this meeting. It was very fun for me. Also, the Kahoot on the end was really fun experience. I really like this quiz, this game.
Thank you very much. I believe that it is a very valuable experience when it comes to overcoming your shyness. Yes, so this time I think that the way you did, like calling their names, it helped them a lot because they were just all the time ready and they didn't know who is the next one. So yes, it was a very, it was the best way, I think, to share it and to lead it. So a lot of them were talking and that was awesome.
Thank you. And Juliana, would you like to share your ideas with us?
I agree with all of and I really liked that I practice my speaking English and that I have this opportunity to be there. And
Yes, it's very valuable to meet. Yes, Juliana, you are right. It's good to share and to know to see some friends from other countries, from Turkey.
Yes. And Safiye?
It was a great debate. It was very fun. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And Martin?
I liked this meeting. It was fun talking about the book, and also I learned a lot about the book.
Yes. And Ela?
In this book, some accumulation has been tried to be left to the future, and this is explained with the events that happened.
Thank you. And Thomas, have you shared your ideas with us? I'm sorry, I'm an old
yes,
woman.
I've
I forgot. And Havva?
This is a great meeting for me, and thank you, everyone.
Jadwiga, can we hear you?
I will be again.
Have you shared your ideas? Sorry. And Beatrice?
Thank you for listening to me. I really enjoyed it. I'm very happy to read the book, to be here, to be able to share my thoughts. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. And Chala, our artist.
I'm proud to be here with you. I missed you. Everyone has got beautiful and creative ideas, and I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you. Begum, are you there?
Thanks for everything. It's a good experience for me.
Thank you, Aisha.
This discussion is a good experience. I enjoyed from meeting. Thank you.
And Ece?
Thank you for listening to my ideas. I am really happy to be part of this project. I hope we can share our ideas more often.
And is there anyone that I have forgotten? Juliana, have you shared your
Oh,
ideas?
I think all of them share.
Okay, and Nida and Justina?
Yes.
I already shared, so Nida, now it is your turn.
Okay. I really appreciate our students for their great efforts. It's not an easy thing to speak in a foreign language, in a debate about a book. They really did great work. Thank you for being a part of this project. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Yes, if I may ask you a question about the May, you've already uploaded a novel? No, it was not a novel, it was a story. Yes, I saw it's a short story for May.
Yes, we decided to not to have another debate for the May, but maybe we can message on WhatsApp later.
Okay, but are we supposed to read the story, or are we
Emily
to
for a rose for Emily. He had a short story, but we decided that we should finish with this activity of April, and in May we will have the closing webinars and other collaborative works for the teams of students.
Okay, okay, clear. Okay, so keep in touch.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, take care of yourself. Thank you for your efforts. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Bye.